Are you a beginner sewer, wanting to sew fashion, wondering what's the easiest project I could get started with? Well, I have 3 easy fashion sewing projects for you coming up. Hey, Chanel here, bringing you weekly videos to help you get better and better with your fashion sewing and be more creative too. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. So I just made a video for the beginner sewer, and it was titled 7 Easy Projects for the Beginner Sewer. And they are mainly, or they are, craft projects like watermelon pillow, a tote bag, some simple projects that I have used in my school to teach people how to sew, like different topics and stuff. So if you are a beginner, it might be good to start with a couple of those. And if you want to go sew fashion, where some people learn to sew to make quilts or crafts, and some just really want to get right to making a wedding gown. Don't do that. But I have 3 easy, simple projects for you that I've just I made patterns for them. I developed them along the way in my school here, and they're a good place to start if you want to start making fashion projects. So just buying a pattern kind of can get a little overwhelming, so this might be a good place to start. I have it on my web page. It looks like this, and up here I've titled it stuff. Sometimes it says products. I switch it around sometimes. But I just put stuff. So I have this free pattern. You just click the PDF symbol. It gets you the instructions. Actually, there aren't written instructions in here. The craft ones, they're written instructions, but there's a video on how to do it. And then there's this little top. I'll show you all those. And then there's a hoodie scarf on the bottom. Actually, that looks like this hoodie scarf, and it is on my online class for $9.99. But if you, from watching this, it actually looks like this front page. I got Audrey Hepburn in a headscarf, so it's make a hoodie scarf. I have to put that in some white text. But if you put in the promo code SEWBIT-freebie, you'll get it for free. Pretty good. And those are, I have to show you that one. I'm going to show you that one a third time, or on the third step, because it's actually a little harder to make than the skirt and the shirt that I'm going to show you, because there's a lot of like flipping stuff inside out, and that, like, the sewing part's easy, but the whole turning things inside out kind of trips people up. Watch my students do it, and it's interesting. It's like those illusion scarves, or those infinity scarves, and they're so easy to make, but the turning them inside out just flips people out. So, and also like a vest. Vests are pretty easy, but the turning that inside out. I have a video on a vest if you are ever going to make one of those, but I would wait a while. Anyway, the first skirt was, this was inspired by a skirt I found. I've had it in my closet for a long time. It's just, this one's actually a knit. I don't suggest doing knits for a while. And then it has like this pleather bottom, and it's just the simplest skirt. So I traced it, and I made a skirt out of it. So this is my New Year's Eve skirt, and this is, I actually put the pleather on the top, and so it looks like that, and then I have the bottom. Now I sew really well, so I ended up putting a bias trip binding in here, and then edged it with binding, and then put a lining in it. But these are just pretty simple. There's a simple 2 pieces on here, and you use a fold over elastic for the top part. This is the pattern, and I have it all printed out for you. I think these are size E and F, as I call them. They're actually a size, the E is a 16, the F is an 18, which is, the 16 is actually if you wear a size 12 in the stores, and your hip is about 41, 42 inches. They say hip, but they actually mean the butt. So it's like the fullest part of your hip. I have a whole video on that too. I'll put that up in the cards here on finding the right size pattern for you. But when I made these patterns, I did them E and F because people just get so tripped up by the size, like 16, 18, which is actually just kind of an average woman's size. But if you wear a size 4 in the stores, you're going to wear like a 14 pattern. If you wear a size 2 in the stores, you're going to wear like a size 12 pattern. So there's a whole game on that. It's called vanity sizing. I did a whole video on that one. Anyway, so that's one of the things that really trips up fashion sewers is the sizing. So check out that video. So then I took that pattern. I don't have this pattern. It's called the Betty 2. And I made the skirt just a little fuller. I kind of cut the pattern. I actually found my pattern that I cut out, and I took it and it's called a slash and spread method. I just clipped it up here, spread it out a little bit, and added some more fabric or paper. You can see the paper taped on here. So I just kind of made the skirt a little bit fuller, and so it has a little more flounce to it. So after you make the first one and you get brave to do the next one, try that on the pattern, and you can actually ask me. I'll kind of walk you through it. It's pretty simple. So the Betty 1. I call it Betty because I made the skirt for boots, and I thought Betty boots. Who knows what I do? Anyway, next thing is the simple top pattern. Now this, I forgot to bring this to show you, but this was a top a friend of mine gave me a long time ago, and I just love it. I don't know, just it fits good, and it also just kind of distracts from my thickening waist, so I just really liked it. Anyway, so I made a pattern for it, and that's what I have for you there. And I made it a few times. This one is a white one right here. I actually haven't really worn this because I don't wear white on the top anymore. I used to wear white all the time on the top when I was thinner. Now I just wear black. You might have noticed anyway. But I did make this top right here out of a net. It's the same one, different print right here. And really all it is it's a really strange little pattern. I'll show you in the white because you can probably see it more. There's a stitch. It's just kind of like a scoop in the neck, and it goes out like a big oval. And then you edge it with bias tape. And then you bring it, then just put it wrong sides together and just stitch it right here. So you got the armhole right here. And then there's a really pretty flounce on it. And the trick is doing a really good job on the seam binding, which is using, not seam binding, bias tape. I call it seam binding too, I don't know. But I wanted to show you really what, in case you don't know. I also have a sew bit called, it's number 19, and it's on bias tape. And I'll put it on a card up here also, because I do a whole tutorial on how to use this stuff right here. Actually, I'll show you the package. This one's from Hobby Lobby, and I love these. You can actually make your own bias tapes, and but this was a double fold. This says extra wide double fold, which actually the Hobby Lobby one is not even as wide as the Wright's brand. This is the Wright's brand. You find these at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, and they're in packages like this. This one's a single fold, and the single fold looks like this. Let me see if I just pop this off. It has the front right here, and then it's folded over like that. I was looking at my tops. I made these last year, and on this one I used the single fold, which is, I thought maybe for beginners so it's a little harder because this is only a 1/4 inch seam allowance right here. So you have to sew it right here all around the curves. And the reason you use bias tape is because this is cut on the bias, which just naturally curves. You can go around curves a lot easier. If you do a straight grain thing, it doesn't curve. It kind of puckers. It's very strange. But I use that all along here, and I thought for the beginner it might be a little harder. So then I was looking at my white one here, and I used the double fold on this one. And what I did here is I used this double fold because I think you have about like almost a 1/2 inch seam allowance right here. And then so you sew it down the crease, and then you roll it in. And then I ended up having to trim out some of this so it wasn't so bulky in there. on the video it shows you a little bit more about that. So seam binding. So that's a great simple top, and I believe it takes, the yardage is right here also, so it takes, if it's 45 inches wide, you need 1 3/4 yard. If it's 60 inches wide, you only need 7/8, so like less than a yard. So the wider, it's just because that pattern is a little bit wider. So, and it fits about it's kind of like a one size fits all a little bit, unless you're really little or really bigger. So it's kind of the middle sizes. I don't know, what do you say to that? Bust maybe around 38, 40, like that. But it's just, it's just kind of a funny little shape. You have to see it. Anyway, it's free. Just download it. You can take a look at it. Then the next one is the Hoody Scarf. And I found this pattern here. It's like a little bear. Oh, I actually wear this on my boat. And in the wintertime we go boating. And I put little pockets in it and stuff. So it was just so cute. I have made a ton of these. I have this one I love. Just get this fabric, by the way, as soon as you cut it, it shreds all over the place. But I actually keep these out all year long, because when we go on the boat and we're out at night, it keeps you, like, you keep warm here. It's pretty cool. But these make the funnest gifts. So actually, even if it's like team colors is really good, and it doesn't need a whole lot of fabric. Can't remember what it was. It's in here somewhere. So I have a whole class on this. Actually, if you click the link, it'll take you to my Teachable site, and then I'll put in that promo code, and then I have there's an introduction to it, and then the Hoody Scarf pattern, and then how to sew the hoodie. I did that last year. I can't even remember making it, but how to do that whole hoodie. And so there's 3 easy fashion projects for you that you can try, and each project will just get you better and better at sewing. So give them a try. I would love to hear if you've made any, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you learned anything new in it, thumbs up, although I didn't really teach you anything, but make the projects, then you will. So love to see what you've made. I'll see you in the next sew bit.